Today we're looking at the Frankenstein-Dracula variation against the Vienna Game, and it happens when black takes off this e-pawn. It would not be a good idea for white to recapture the knight because it's immediately this fork. And most players here will take the pawn with the bishop, queen recaptures, and notice the white knight cannot move because the g-pawn is going to fall. So the best move for white is to bring the queen out. And after this, black would actually have an advantage here. So a much better way for white to respond here would be to bring out the queen, threatening checkmate, and also to get back the pawn. Black can deal with this by retreating the knight. Notice that he attacks the bishop and he stops the mate. But white can still take the pawn because it is check. Black will block, and white really has to take the queen here. If, for example, he decides, well, let me draw back the queen. So if black takes my queen, I can recapture the knight. That would be a blunder because knight takes bishop, and the white queen cannot recapture because it's pinned to the king. So white, after blocking, has to take. Black recaptures. Now white saves the bishop. And there are some normal developing moves here. The white here, white knight forks the bishop and pawn. Even though the bishop is guarded, you want to maintain the bishop pair. So you're going to draw back the bishop to save the pawn. And we have a dead equal position here. There is a trap, though, that white can employ against this variation of the Vienna Game. So let me show it to you from white's perspective. If black tries this Frankenstein-Dracula variation, he still go out with the queen. That is the best move. Knight goes back, but now instead of taking the pawn, you draw back the bishop. So you basically say, I'm happy to play without a pawn. If black wants to hang on to this pawn, that would be a mistake. Now you have this move. It seems that the knight is hanging, but of course, black cannot capture this knight because of checkmate. So white is also threatening. Knight takes knight, followed by queen takes pawn mate. So black really has to do this. Now you renew the threat by playing queen f3. Threat is still knight takes knight, followed by queen takes f7 checkmate. f5 again would stop it, but once again, you can renew that threat by playing queen to d5. Now, black has to bring in another defender. You can play queen to e7, but that leaves this pawn unguarded, and white can go in and take off the pawn, forking the king and the rook. And white would now be in a very comfortable position. And this opening has been played at high level. So if we go back to the main variation, and we see it again from black's perspective, as this is an opening for black. So if we look here at the Masters database, you'd see that players like Giri, Hari Krishna, Aronian, Wesley So, Duda, Dominguez, they all tried this. So it's not just something you'd see at amateur level, and it's definitely something worth trying, especially in blitz and